I never find out what happened to her. That's okay. I'll live with that. But I do have hope in what's going on now with her investigation.
A spark of hope for an Arkansas family who spent years waiting in the dark for answers. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Faith Woodard.
And I'm Rolly Hoyt. The Arkansas Attorney General's office launched a cold case unit last year to dig into these kinds of cases. And as THV 11's Carter Thweet shows us tonight, the team's just getting started. Carter?
That's exactly right. They seem to be making some serious progress. And don't just take my word for it or theirs. Take it from people like Lori Jernigan, who says the new unit could finally bring her daughter's killer to justice.
Sad, mad, failed. A lot of different emotions happened that day.
Thursday marks 7 years since that day when the body of 18-year-old Ebby Steppach was found at Shalamont Park, around 3 years after her disappearance. Attorney General Tim Griffin says it was cases like this one that inspired his office to start a cold case unit.
I mentioned it on a text chain and I just said, hey, is this something we should do? And we got the conversation going.
Griffin says in their first year, the unit has tried to be a resource and partner for law enforcement agencies statewide. They have to be, because in order to work on cases, local law enforcement often has to give them permission to access case files.
We don't want to take the file from anybody. We want to share in the information. We want to just provide extra eyes.
One case they're now providing extra eyes on is Ebby's. Her mom, Lori, telling me she knows and trusts many of the investigators involved in the new unit.
I'm very thankful Little Rock agreed to let the AG work on Ebby's case. I'm very grateful for that.
But Lori says while she does have high hopes for the AG's investigation, she'll be content whatever the outcome. It's taken several years of work to get to that point.
I want to give people hope that you can get through it. And there is a different life. It's not the same life, but there is a life of happiness eventually.
The Attorney General tells me, for obvious reasons, he can't give details on cases that the unit is actively working. But he says they have access to the latest technology and resources, and he says they're making some great strides that he hopes to be able to share very soon.